you had a dream that very much pertains to the season of history that we're in, and the political infighting and all that. And what do you want to tell us a little bit about that dream that drove you to sit down and type it up and send it to people like me?
Well, I'm not much of a, how do I say, I'm not the person who's always the spiritual whatever that's going on. I'm pretty
You're not a mystical prophet in a cave somewhere.
No, I'm not. But I woke up with this on my mind, and it felt very significant and different than other dreams that I've had. And it had to do with where our country was going. And for instance, one of the things I felt like God was saying was, this season of quarantine is a blessing for you. It's going to teach you practically how to give up your own rights for the sake of the community. Because the reason you quarantine is to keep other people from being infected. The reason you wear a mask is to help other people. So God's purpose in this, God doesn't cause, I don't think God sent us a pandemic, but God will certainly make good use of it. But his purpose in this, in the isolation, one of them is to say, you need to refocus on living your life for others and not just for yourself. So one of the things that came out in the dream was, the more you kick back against these restrictions, the worse it will go for you as a nation.
Wow.
And that was back in April. And if you look at us now in July, that's pretty much exactly what's happened. Is the two countries in the world that have most refused mask wearing have been the US and the UK. And we're two of the worst countries for, given our resources, we are not doing well. Just go online and look at the graphs that compare the US outbreaks to the rest of the world. And we are exceptional in how poor we're doing.
American exceptionalism, we're number one in COVID cases in the world.
And another aspect of that dream was just the idea that the gift of America is not to be number one. The gift that God put in our culture, I think one of the biggest ones is hope. We believe for a better future. We believe that you are somebody and your life is valuable and you can be whatever you aspire to. That's the whole heart of our identity as Americans, is that American dream of, I'm somebody, and if I set out to do something, I can do it. And so God does not measure us by how many Olympic medals we win, or what the size of our economy is, or any of those things. What God measures us as a nation by is, what did you do with the gift that I gave you? How much are you bringing hope to the world, that every individual matters, that everyone can be anything? How much are you bringing hope to people? So when I see us do things like buying the entire supply of, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of that drug, Remdesivir
or Remdesivir, yeah.
It's like, okay, that's nice. We put America first. What the rest of the world sees is selfishness. And we are not functioning according to what God, the gift that God has given us. He didn't give us resources to hoard them all. We're to be a supply to the world. We're to be a gift of hope to the world. And we as Christians need to refocus around, instead of living our fears, which are mostly about us, living out of the gift that God gave us culturally to bring hope to the world.
Oh, it's so good.
To start to evaluate ourselves based on God's gift, not based on all this other political stuff.